So, is active matter worth playing? This extraction shooter has been making waves in closed beta, promising a wild fusion of Escape from Tarkov's hardcore looting with Stalker's creepy anomalies and mutant encounters. It sounds like someone took the stress of losing all your gear and decided to add gravity-defying physics and nightmare creatures to the mix. The question is whether this ambitious mashup actually delivers, or if it's just another early access gamble waiting to disappoint. When you first drop into active matter, something immediately feels different. Sure, you're still carrying guns and worrying about extraction, but then you notice players crawling across the ceiling like military Spider-Men. That's right, the game throws gravity flips and reality-bending anomalies at you constantly. 1 second, you're holding an angle in a corridor, the next, the room tilts, and you're in a zero-gravity nightmare trying to track enemies above, below, and all around you. It's disorienting as hell at first, but once it clicks, it transforms every firefight into something unpredictable. This isn't your typical flat-ground tactical shooter where you memorize angles and camping spots. When the ceiling becomes fair game for flanking routes, every encounter forces you to think in 3 dimensions. The atmosphere is where active matter really shines. This game nails the creepy SCP-style horror vibe with environments that feel like failed experiments gone wrong. You're not just fighting other players, you're dealing with terrifying mutants that can swarm you during reloads, and anomalies that mess with your sense of space and direction. There's even an SCP-type creature that appears if you knock over carefully placed stones, showing up as a stone mannequin that gets closer every time you look away. The lighting system works perfectly here, with dark buildings populated by dormant monsters that can overwhelm you if you're not careful. Maps rotate between 4 or 5 at a time, which keeps the player base together while providing variety. Some break away from the typical post-Soviet setting like a dilapidated African city, though most still embrace that apocalyptic Eastern European charm that fans of the genre love. Combat feels surprisingly grounded despite all the sci-fi weirdness. The gunplay leans toward milsim authenticity, with realistic ballistics, weighty recoil, and attachments that matter. Weapons are pulled from different timelines, mixing modern gear with alternate reality tech, giving you more toys to experiment with. The time to kill hits that sweet spot where good aim matters without feeling too quick or spongy. The armor system streamlines things nicely with chest plates and leg protection you can repair between raids. The loadout interface lets you click empty attachment slots and buy what you need right from your stash, making gear preparation quick and straightforward. Beyond the core extraction raids, there's also pure PvP modes like Mexis, where teams fight directly without AI interference or extraction timers. It's a smart addition that gives you options when you don't want the stress of losing everything, but still want to test your shooting skills. Now let's talk about the issues, because there are several worth considering. First, this is essentially an early access release launching in September 2025. While the closed beta shows promise, questions remain about content variety, AI behavior, and long-term stability. The quest system currently relies heavily on repetitive fetch missions and kill tasks that get old fast. You'll be running the same types of objectives over and over, which doesn't feel great for a game trying to build long-term engagement. The mutant encounters, while initially terrifying, might become background noise after dozens of runs. They're densely populated throughout maps, sometimes making clever PvP flanks nearly impossible when you're getting swarmed by flower men and demonic dogs mid-firefight. The movement system deserves special mention because it's divisive. Your character moves like someone wearing a full hazmat suit with tactical gear, rewarding slow, methodical gameplay over arcade-style rushing. The problem is ammunition weighs far too much, forcing you to bring a full chest rig of mags and a backpack of ammo just to deal with AI waves, leaving little room for loot until you've expended everything. The shooting mechanics have issues too, with excessive screen shake and recoil that makes your character tilt toward the floor during full auto fire. It feels like old Tarkov's most frustrating elements, essentially forcing single fire unless you're in extreme close quarters. Then there's the monetization elephant in the room. The game features 3 different currencies: monolith tokens for unlocks, credits for market purchases, and chrono traces for crafting abilities. Multiple currencies in games like this usually signal microtransaction systems, and with publisher Gaijin Entertainment behind it, the same company responsible for War Thunder's predatory monetization, there's legitimate concern about pay-for-convenience systems creeping in. Early access packages already include in-game currency and raid passes, which sets a worrying precedent. Different players are having vastly different experiences with active matter, and honestly, both sides make valid points. Hardcore extraction shooter fans love the fresh take on a genre that's starting to feel repetitive. The reality-bending mechanics and atmospheric world-building provide something genuinely new in a space dominated by similar-feeling games. Players who enjoy Stalker's anomalies, Tarkov's risk-reward loops, and Hunt Showdown's audio design find active matter hits all those notes effectively. The game runs well on modest hardware, with smooth performance on a 3060 while streaming, showing solid optimization work. On the flip side, players expecting immediate polish are finding rough edges everywhere. The monetization concerns are real, given the publisher's track record. Some find the creature density overwhelming and the quest variety lacking. The movement and shooting mechanics feel clunky compared to more refined shooters, and the multiple currency system raises red flags about future microtransactions. If you're the kind of player who gets excited about extraction shooters with a twist, active matter has genuine potential. The gravity mechanics and anomalies make it feel different enough to stand out, and having both raid and PvP modes gives you flexibility in how you engage. The atmosphere is legitimately creepy and immersive in ways that few games achieve. If you loved Stalker's weird science fiction elements, Tarkov's high-stakes looting, and Hunt Showdown's audio design, this game combines those elements more successfully than it has any right to. However, if you're looking for immediate polish or hate early access uncertainty, wait and see how the community responds after launch. The monetization situation needs watching, especially with Gaijin's involvement. And if you're not already sold on hardcore extraction mechanics, the gravity flips and mutants won't suddenly make losing all your gear feel casual-friendly. Active matter is shaping up to be one of the more interesting extraction shooters in years, taking a familiar formula and twisting it, sometimes literally, into something more unpredictable. It's walking a tightrope between innovation and execution, between atmospheric brilliance and mechanical frustration. The foundation is solid enough to earn a cautious 7.5 out of 10, with potential to reach 9 if the developers can expand the quest variety and progression systems while avoiding predatory monetization. Keep this one on your radar, but maybe wait a month or 2 after the early version drops to see how things shake out. If you're willing to deal with some rough edges for the chance to experience a shooter where the ceiling might be your next flanking route and stone mannequins might be stalking you through dark corridors, active matter deserves your attention. Just keep expectations in check, because not every reality-bending anomaly can save a game from the fundamental challenges that plague every extraction shooter trying to find its place in this competitive market. What do you think about active matter's approach to the extraction shooter formula? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more game reviews and industry analysis.